entry-level manpower in science and technology-related fields. It is now 45 years since academic activities started in the institution. So on this week's edition of People and Events, we'll x-ray the journey of the last 4.5 decades. And we will be speaking with the man presently in the saddle as acting rector, Mr. Olonwa Adigun, on the past, present, and future of Rugipo.
The role of Polytechnic in Nigeria or in the educational sector cannot be underestimated. So, Polytechnic take a vital role, pivotal role in economic development of any nation.
Welcome to People and Events. I am Tayelulu Oladuti. Please join us as we speak with Mr. Adigun on the factors that have made the Polytechnic a force to reckon with in the areas of innovation and research.
Mr. Olonwa Adigun, Acting Rector, Rufus Giwa Polytechnic Award. Thank you very much for accepting to talk to me on People and Events.
You are welcome.
You have been 1 year and a few months in the saddle, so it's a good time to take a look at the functions that the Polytechnic should perform in the economic development of any nation. Acting Rector, essentially, every Polytechnic is supposed to do one thing: provide middle-level manpower for scientific and technological development of any nation or society, as the case may be. Now, in your view, are polytechnics in this country actually achieving that purpose?
Thank you, Abadunde. You're welcome once again.
Thank you.
Well, we are not yet there, but we are getting it, and with the question of time, we'll be there, because the role of Polytechnic in Nigeria or in the educational sector cannot be underestimated. So, Polytechnic take a vital role, pivotal role in economic development of any nation.
I want to narrow down specifically to what you have been able to do in the area of innovation, to drive scientific and technological development. Since you came on board 1 year and a few months ago as acting rector, how much change have you been able to bring to bear on this Polytechnic?
Yes,
to make it achieve its purpose?
Yes, a lot. We have done a lot and a lot. And that is under the premise that we know what Polytechnic education ought to offer. Let me start by saying this. As it is today, we are having about 230 million people in Nigeria. And luckily, over 70% of that population is under 30. Under 30. In other words, we are having teeming youth population. Teeming one. In fact, with question of time, Nigeria will become the hub of technological development, because the human capital will be there. All over the world, they will be coming to Nigeria to crop. The issue of JAPA will not be there. Legitimately, people will be gunning for, asking for, queuing to get labor from Nigeria if we can develop our technological capacity.
Okay, so for your Polytechnic, and since you came on board, what have you been able to do in the area of human capital development?
Significantly, yes. We have been turning out our graduates.
What new innovations have you brought to bear? Because every Polytechnic or university turns out graduates every year.
Yes.
But what have you been able to bring to bear? What new innovations have you been able to bring to bear in the area of human capital development to ensure that in actual fact, this young population that you talk about is actually ready to take the world by storm?
Thank you. First and foremost, just last week, I was with the Honorable Minister of Interior, discussing this issue. Now our graduate can live here for maybe an internship of 3 months, of 3 or more than that, depending, so that they have practical knowledge of what is obtainable. So that after graduating here, they can blend into the society. In other words, we want to blend the gap between the lacuna, between the gown and the town. We are bringing them together.
But what's the difference between that career development center and the CWES program that your students, were running before?
Yes, there's a remarkable difference. The CWES is a compulsory,
part of their study.
Part of the study, carved out by the regulatory body, MBTE, and nobody monitors. It is possible after ND, somebody that is specifically required, very difficult to get to an entrepreneur to ask him, tell us, you have so factory, but the factory has collapsed, gone down. Please, can you tell us how you got it wrong? So he will give the practical examples of pithole to avoid. What make him not being able to achieve? And I will agree with me that that's a difficult terrain, because for people to come out and say, I did this, I failed. People don't want to talk about failure.
So what the Polytechnic is doing is to liaise directly with such industries.
Yes, relevant industries
for the training.
We bring them, those who are successful and those that are otherwise, all of them will be brought in to train. They'll be sent to the factory. Then we will also talk about internship. We talked about employability, because we will also ask them, the alumni association too, we also come. They come and address. While they are still on campus, they will come and teach and train and to monitor. If I want to, Akinwumi, I want to be a journalist, you're a successful person. How do I do it? You give them practical orientation. Unlike when they go on their own. For SciWest, they go on their own. But for career development, it's part of the training while they are still here.
While they are still in the Polytechnic.
In the Polytechnic.
Okay, so now let's come to infrastructural development, which of course is also very, very key to ensuring that knowledge is imparted the right way.
Yeah.
How much of infrastructural development have you been able to attract to the Polytechnic in the last 1 year and a few months?
We have done a lot. For instance, when we look at the security, we quickly appropriated fund. And they have given us the perimeter fence. We are waiting now. We have attracted the zonal interventions that will help us acquiring some infrastructural.
Talking about digitization,
yes.
And of course, we also know that science and technology need to be driven by internet facilities. Yes. What are you doing in these 2 areas?
Yes, thank you. Recently, I think towards the end of last year, precisely in November, we've started this internet facility here. Our Wi-Fi is running. The moment you enter into our premises, then you are on for 24 hours. And at a token of 12,000 throughout the year for students and staff members. So we have internet facility now. And apart from that, we have also secured equipments to help us digitalize our files. Since the inception of this institution, right from 1979, we are digitalizing our files to the extent that if you come for your maybe certificate or you want to do 1 or 2, we don't need to go through your file. At a click of a button, you have it. That's all is going on here. And it's, before the end of this year, that exercise will be completed. So we have just done that too.
Okay, so let's talk about IGR.
Yes.
That's a very key area.
Yes.
You know. What are you doing to drive internally generated revenue? Because I know that there's no educational institution that can rely 100% on government to actually help it, meet all its needs. So what are you doing to attract resources to the Polytechnic?
Thank you so much. We have done a lot on that angle too. Right now, ever before I came on board, let me digress a little, we were owing about 30 months. And apart from that, we are paying in percentages. 5% is as low as 5% at times. But at times, it takes 3 months to pay one salary. But when we came on board with the assistance of our amiable governor, he intervened, and then we augmented. We augment with about close to 24 million every month. So you asked me, how did we get that?
Yeah, I was going to ask actually.
So, number one, we try to work on our enrollment. And like what I've just told you, we, by the grace of God, throughout the last year, we had stable academic calendars so that we attract students. The internet facility of a thing, that was so, where students know that all of these things are available. Our equipment, digitalization of our records, all of this, the alumni people, all of them can assist. So they are now singing a different tune now that, Rufagwa Polytechnic has come on board. Recently, people have been coming from all walks of life to congratulate us, to do a lot of things. People thought this place was already down, but they are now, and that is also a biblical prophecy coming to pass. When there is casting down, there is also going to be a lifting up. So this is the time for our lifting now.
So what you're saying in essence is that one of the strategies to drive revenue is ensuring that you expand your student base.
Exactly.
What else are you doing in that direction?
For instance, for last year, we have introduced what we call ODV, Open Distant and Flexible Learning. With that, we can crop students across. Because our guiding body, MBT, they have given us the mandate that the era of having part-times is gone, because that is affecting our standard negatively. So, but with the ODFL now, number one, it makes our institution an international one. People can come from Ghana, from Europe, from every part of the world to take their lectures, and then we only have contact centers. So, and anywhere we can have that. That will also help us to escape the rod of our supervisory body, MBT, with the ODFL. So we are doing that to capture students, and we are also engaging, like what we are doing now. We've been engaging media houses to assist us to at least showcase what we have, number one, practically, like what we are seeing here. This is produced here. So we are doing that, and we are also creating awareness that so-called, at least we're having about 23 or 26 courses. And namely, for instance, like you asked, we've just introduced pharmaceutical technology department. And people are craving for that. And as I'm talking to you, we're also working to have our nursing department. I've been to MPT, and they have told me what to do. But the only thing that we just create a specific place for the monotechnic of it out of Osrc. So we are doing that. And we know with nursing, with pharmaceutical, we will have more enrollment.
Okay, so there's an issue that I'm very interested in, and I'm sure that very many people are also interested in it.
Okay.
That is the issue of harmony, good industrial harmony, staff welfare and industrial harmony in the Polytechnic? People know that one of the biggest challenges of this Polytechnic is industrial harmony. That has happened over the years, very many years. But how have you been able to manage the situation?
Thank you so much. Peace all over the world is non-negotiable. Whatever everybody is driving at all over the world today is peace. But when I got here, I know the Lord let me say, the key was given to me. I know peace for us to be able to, because I'm a child of God and a Christian, and I've understood right from time immemorial that nothing can peace destroy. So the first thing I did was to call the 3 unions leaders and talk to them. And I made them realize that I want to be in the same page with them. All they need is welfare to support. And like I said, the Lord assisted. Let me give it to God. We were able to pay 100%. We were paying 5%, 20%, 30% before. So the Lord, I came in as a child of God. I made a pronouncement. That is key and germane. That from today, the era of percentage is gone. And I was working towards that. And so when the union leaders saw that I am actually performing what I pronounce, so there's the need. So we have what we call unitarist government, where we have a common goal. And that common goal is welfare. What the union leaders are looking for, welfare of their staff. What am I looking for? Welfare. So we have a common, when you draw your set theory is there. We have a center of a
meeting point.
And that's our meeting point. And so with that alone, it has assisted. And we did a lot. For instance, when I first came on board, I provided a vehicle. During the era, the initial something of high in price of fuel and all of that, we provided vehicles to Akure, to Emure, to Ire, to post office there at a subsidized rates. That attracted the members.